tell us a bit about the blogging and how that helped or impacted your course and perhaps the potential of getting together with Ozone as well.
Yeah, I'm aware there's a bit of a resistance in the class versus blogging. I'm so upset that I don't have my E95 with me anymore. Because I have used the hell out of that thing. And it probably took more video for me than I've ever put on anything else. My blog is, I don't know, Box doesn't count pages, but I didn't like visual diaries. Not one bit at all. And on that basis, I'm left-handed and I can't write to save my life almost. So, well, I can write, but it's just no one can read it. So I use my blog as instead of a visual diary, and I think that it was probably one of the simplest things I could have done to keep a record of all the stuff I've done. So I would just, maybe it's quite voyeuristic of me, but I'd just video myself eating my lunch at the desk and whatever my thoughts were at the time and put that on my blog. And then I got so used to blogging, like intuitively, that I'd pick out my phone and video myself, that whenever I came to do a modification, I'd video the start of it, video what I was doing, and then I could have that on my blog, go back through, and the bonus of it was, you know, Glenn, Steve, who I worked pretty closely with, we did similar kinds of projects. They could see what I was doing, I could see what they were doing, and I could keep a real nice video visual diary of what I did throughout the entire process, which is, I can't imagine how you would do that same kind of thing any other way. You can't paste the video into a notebook.
But you also used it to correspond with some guy in Canada.
Yeah, that was the other side of it. Because you've got this online resource that you can show anyone or not show anyone. Like you can see down here in this is like the first page, that's the exhibition, reflection on the blog of this video I've taken. But just up here, we see that locked. It's a private video. So there's some stuff. Once I had made the agreement with Ozone to work on development, all my videos on that became locked, and I gave Ozone a password. You can use a cycling password, and they can see them. So they can, from England or France or England or Vietnam, can see what I've done without having an email, which is kind of nifty. They can access it anytime they want. There's cycling password, up comes a video of me doing, I can't remember exactly what, and there was a guy in Canada, I just received this, no, he's in Montana, in the States, and I just received an email from him day before yesterday, called Noah, who does 7 days of snow kiting a year, and Montana gets a huge amount of snow, and even though they're coming into spring right now, they have this road that gets closed over the Beatrice Mountains during winter. There's too much snow, and they only clear it during spring, and so they just drive up this road and just go snow kiting off the side of it. And he's a really valuable resource. He actually sent me, I put out a bit of a forum, put out a general help on the Snowkite Forum, International Snowkite Forum.
Right at the beginning of the project.
It was right at the beginning of the project. Because I knew that there was only maybe a handful of snowkiters in New Zealand, and hardly any with any experience in this kind of thing. And I needed people that did a lot of snow kiting all the time. So Noah was one of these people that replied to this general help that I put out across. I got an Australian guy that does expeditions in the Antarctic as well. And he sent me a picture of the harness he'd modified that he used to tow a sled with kites. So he's just this interface between the kite and sled. And Noah sent me a 2-page email about what's going on, what he was doing, and he just recently changed to the Ozone snowkite harness that they had made, which is pretty flimsy affair. And so I could say, hey Noah, this is what I'm doing, and he would just go to my blog and check it. Oh right, yeah, what about And also the other one was the fact that I was pretty dubious about the blog. I was like, I've been doing all this blogging, which is great. But the sell for me was I went down to Ozone. I had Rob Whittle, the kite designer in the studio. I had the marketing manager for Ozone Kite, the kite side of it, which is land kite, water kite, and snow kite. And I had the product manager, Hugh Pinholder, who's a Kiwi guy with an engineering degree, which scares the shit out of me. Because the guy freaking used to work on helicopters and stuff like that. And they were asking me, well, what about if you've got plastic buckles on that, but you told us you want a metal buckle, and we know the metal buckles were too expensive. They were going to put the product price up to about $700 New Zealand, which is just like 3 times what the standard harness is $250 Kiwi. And they need to make my one for $30 US out of factory to make it profitable so that they can actually decide to do it. Whether they want to do it for a loss or not, that's what they need to make for, and then my fee goes on top of that money. So you kind of forget that there's this massive chasm between retail prices and the factory prices, and there's so many people who take their part along the way. Anyway, so Rob said to me, well, what about those buckles there? Have you thought about doing that? And I was like, yeah, I have thought about doing that. He goes, oh, really? I said, well, hang on, just give me your computer. I grabbed his laptop, pulled up my blog, and went back about 5 pages, and there was a video of me testing some buckles, the ones he was talking about, but I didn't have on the current model. And he was like, oh, right, okay, well, that wouldn't work, would it? That was probably, maybe 2 or 3 weeks testing. Just got evaporated, because I had done the stuff, but I just didn't have it with me. Unless you've got a complete folder of everything you've done, having it online is really useful. And I can have a video, I've got a library of photos, so I can just pull up any image that I might have had in the box at any point in time. And slam that up there as well. And I did a bit of searching on other people's boxes, but not within the school either. Actually got quite inspired by some people across, in the States doing graphics, things like that. And it's got quite